and we're all on time. So thank you very much for that. I do really appreciate it. So let me set up my camera here. Beautiful stuff. Okay, guys. I didn't think I was going to be able to run today, but because my partner's train was actually delayed, like I thought. But my grandparents swooped in at the last minute, so I could jam for you guys. So all worked out in the end. Just a couple of things before we begin, and then we'll get started right away. Nibs is with us in spirit. He has cracked his tooth. He's currently driving to the dentist, but he's going to listen and just say some occasional words if he can. His character will be with our group just in case he joins in, but for all intents and purposes, he's just going to be in the background. If he's not playing, we can just ignore him. It's just something we kind of have to do in paid sessions in this kind of situation. We do have a new player that's joined us as well for the starter set. Everyone say hello to Folko.
Hello.
Nice to meet you guys.
He's going to be coming through the starter session with us of our remaining 4 sessions. I have updated the PayPal, guys. I've swapped to my own now, so I've updated the payment. Just bear that in mind when you make the payment later on, and please type paid as always. And then secondly, the game next week on the 12th, that will not be happening. I did flag in the holiday channel on the 13th of the 4th, so you guys have known for a long time. I am actually going away. I'll be away on the 12th. I do travel back on the Monday after, but I've got the game all prepared, and I travel back in the morning and get back in the afternoon. So I should be pretty much guaranteed to play, but again, I'm just flagging it on the 19th in case there's any kind of travel delays. We'll have to skip that day as well. I think that's probably about it then. So without any further ado, I guess we'll kind of get on with tonight's adventure. It's probably going to last about 2 to 4 hours, depending on the choices we kind of make. And again, it's just a light-hearted starter adventure as we kind of explore the Shire. Do we need to do a little recap of what happened last week? Or is it kind of fresh in, well, the week before? Is it fresh in our characters' heads?
Fairly fresh in mind. Should our endurance and hope have been restored to the max? Or should we be carrying that over?
Endurance does. Endurance goes back to the max, but hope is something you only restore on a fellowship phase.
Gotcha.
So your hope eventually whittles down until we have a fellowship phase. We normally have one at the end of the starter, potentially in between if things get a little ropey, but we'll hopefully it's not that bad. Well, just for Folko's benefit, then, in a nutshell, Folko, the last session was about acquiring a map for Bilbo Baggins of the Shire, an old map that Barabosa Took made a long time ago, and it's got all the nitty details of the Shire kind of pinned into it and over it. He wanted it back because he wants to plot some adventures. So our characters basically just got him that map, and that leads on to today's session. So I guess without any further ado, all our characters find themselves back at Bag End. It's springtime now. I think it's about a month has passed since our last adventure. We've all gone our own separate ways. Burliak, you've probably done a lot of gossip about what you've done at Bag End, or have you kept it all quiet, Burliak? Oh, Witter?
Yes. Apologies.
No problem. So the last adventure we played, has your character kind of kept that quiet, or have you kind of been gossiping to people?
Gotcha. He's been a recluse for the past month. Slowly regathering his spirit and his bluster, but the event, the run-ins left him a lot more white-faced than he was anticipating. So he has not been himself since then, though he's coming back to not really nostalgia, but the sense of there's enough time has passed that he's started to convince himself that he wasn't that afraid. He was never that afraid.
Nice. Awesome. And Hamish, how's your character been since the last time we checked in with you? It's been a month. Has the thought of the wolf still haunted you, or are you over that and you've carried on with your normal days?
I mean, I think it still definitely troubles him, but I think he's been more excited about, hog jousting with the dwarf, seeing, if he can actually best him or not, and really just kind of bigging up his, just kind of continuing to try and ply his trade in jousting.
Ah, fantastic. Awesome. You have heard rumours, Hamish, that an old rival is back in the Shire after doing some travelling. I'll let you come up with a story about him while we're playing, but you might bump into him sooner than you think. And I guess, Falco, this is the first time your character will be joining us. Do you want to do just a brief description of who Falco is and kind of what he does in the Shire and your connection to Bilbo Baggins?
Mm-hmm. Folko Grubb, fifth son of Guster Grubb, is probably one of the younger adult males in the Shire. Always sort of active, keen, always looking for stuff. As a fifth son, he hasn't really gotten much to his name, so he's mostly the menial labor, doing odd jobs here and there. Always looking to work to make a name for himself, to make little money, little items.
Awesome. So the fifth son of a farmer, not the most prestigious kind of title around, but hopefully you're going to make a name for yourself then, I suppose. So we all wind up then back at Bag End on a beautiful spring morning. No storms this time. Some gentle fog, but mainly just a really nice heat baking down through the nice white clouds. As we approach, you can already see Bilbo kind of looking at you out of the window as he quickly runs over to the door and throws it open. My friends! My travelling companions! Welcome back! Do come inside! Do come inside. I've got something very important I need to talk to you all about. And I guess one by one we'll make it inside Bilbo's lovely hobbit hole. And as always, it's one of the most prestigious hobbit holes is Bag End. I'm not sure what your characters are like, but you've heard lovely things about the inside of this place. A few of us have already been inside as well. Wondering where the gold is buried, of course, as Bilbo... Well, I do believe it's time for another little adventure. Do you remember that map you reacquired for me when we last met?
Yes, of course. We successfully, no problems at all. The map.
No, sir, Mr. Baggins.
It's good to see you, Grub. I'm glad you got my message as well. And how have you been, Hamish? Keeping out of trouble, I hope.
What I do is I bested, I bested the old dwarf, so that was something at least.
I bet you did. Well, I hope there's a bit more excitement in this one for you. Although your old nose is always nice to have. Well, on that map you gave me, I know. I found the location. If you'd even believe me, of the old Bull Roarer Club and Barabosa Took used. Remember from the stories? From the Battle of the Shire? He used it to knock a head off a goblin, it did. It rolled right into a hole. Remember, that's how they invented Underhill. Well, the club, it's been missing now for, years. People thought it was lost to time. Mickle Delving would do anything to get their hands on it, so they would. But I think I found the location of it. A place called... I believe it might be Kingsworthy? I'm not too sure. It's near Oatbarn on the northern moor. So that, my friends, is where you'll be heading. Now, I know it's a long walk, and of course, as always, I'll be giving you plenty of supplies. Have you all had second breakfast yet?
I mean, Hamish never really stops eating. He just kind of just lowers his intake, that's all.
Yes, Mr. Baggins, never leave home without it.
Good, good, good. Well, as always, you follow me. And he points again to the table where everyone's favourite food is prepared that we discussed last time, along with the dwarf humming tunes in the corner. Ah, you've all met my good friend, Kazlin. Nice to see you all again. We hobbits. Especially you, Hamish.
Nice to see you too, old boy. Shame about the old jousting, but you never know. Maybe you'll get lucky one day. And he just kind of tucks into his meal.
The old dwarf laughs as our characters dig into the meal and get some supplies ready for the journey, essentially. Well, there'll be no sleeping over in Bag End this time. Bilbo is just too excited, I'm afraid. You must get on with this at once. I know it's a long journey to Winterbourne, but if you set off now, well, you might make it in a day or so at least. I believe the people in Oatbarn are quite courteous. They should put you up, and then you can ask around about this Kingsworthy place. See if anyone knows where it is. See if you can bring the club back to me. And, well, he heads into his study, and then he pops out like a cuckoo clock. And in it, he's remade a little map, or a section of the map that you guys brought him. He's copied it by hand in the beautiful style that Bilbo does. And he hands it over to our probably not trustworthy, but the best person here who can read a map. Who thinks they're confident with map reading?
If Bilbo says this in person, Bear kind of huffs at him because he believes he's the best. He believes he's better than Bilbo at this sort of thing, obviously. So he presents himself and says, "I know all about the maps. I wouldn't even need the map."
He chuckles. Well, do you want to take it just in case, Witter? Or do you think your wits will take you on the road?
It's always possible. The others get lost from me, so I should take it.
Bilbo smiles and gives you a knowing look, Witter, and he passes you the map. And yeah, everyone kind of knows where Oatbarn is. It's just on the northern road of the Shire. You can't really miss it. Although it is a decent trip, that's for sure. Well, my friends, if you're all ready, there's no time like the present. Unless you've got any questions, I believe it's time for you to get on your adventures.
It's not a forecast for rain this time around, is it? Last time you sent us trampling through the woods, it poured on us.
No, I don't think so, Witter. And he kind of looks out the window at the nice blue sky. I think you'll be okay this time round. Maybe a little fog, but that's about it. It's a lovely spring day. You can hear the birds chirping from here.
Real quick GM question. I'm trying to remember. Did I take a helm last time? I think out of his equipment thing that you were like, you can grab one thing.
Ooh, I don't think we did that last game, did we? I think you got your item, and then you got the other items that you asked in the requested chat.
I could just be my brain.
Okay, hang on.
Processing something else. It was just a thought I had. That was all. Sorry.
No, that's okay. It's totally. So looking at your token on this, it doesn't actually have your equipment on, which is quite strange. Usually on all the other Foundry VTTs, when you update the main thing, it updates everyone's gear. But looking at this now, it doesn't seem to have done that, so I didn't know. So that's very curious. I have updated your character sheets, so if you go into the character tab on the top right and go to your character, you'll see that I've added the gear that you asked for. But if you click on your token on the scene, it's not showing. But that's okay. I've kind of set it all up already, so we'll just drag your tokens on with the new gear if we need to, and I'll make those changes for next time we play. Okay, well then, if we've got no more questions for Bilbo or for me, he pushes you out the door of Bag End with a good look behind you, and shuts the door as you're left now to your own devices. So if we just have a look at the map of the Shire, just to give you guys a wee insight into where we're going. We're down here, and then this is Oatbarton, and then this is all of the North Farthing where you think this place is located. So we do have quite the long walk, I'm afraid, to get there, all the way down through the Shire and up on the North Farthing Road. I believe this is quite the journey. It's about 50, 60 miles. So it's probably going to take you guys a couple of days to actually get up there. Again, we'll do the travelling kind of off screen, but we will have to roll some travel dice. So we'll do that in just a second. But before we do that, Falco, are you excited to be heading on this mission for Bilbo? Then it's a long walk. Are you used to long walks?
Oh yeah, I've delivering things all across the Shire for a while now, but I'm not digging trenches or filling up roofs.
Nice. Okay, so you're well used to this then. Witter, how do you feel about the long journey? I mean, it's under a nice blue sky, but still, it's a long walk. How do you feel?
He's had a month to recuperate, and he'll probably need to after this one.
Fair enough. Your old bones. And speaking of old bones, how about you, Hamish? You excited for the long journey?
I mean, Hamish just kind of like going along at this point. He's like, I got paid, I got some stuff, we'll just see where this goes. That's pretty much his whole demeanour at the moment.
Yeah, awesome. Bilbo's giving you some of his old equipment to take with you on the road. You've got a nice mail coat, haven't you? Probably of Dwarven make. Probably that you got from Smog's Cave, we'll say. That he's letting you borrow. So, to kick things off then, we're going to have to do 2 Hobbit walk rolls to see how this journey fares. So does someone want to start us off with rolling a d12?
Sure, I'll do it.
Okay. Ooh, so 4. So, delay. Okay, spent too much time in the inn, took a wrong turn, bad weather, etc. Maybe it was Witter's bad map reading. I'm not too sure what went wrong there. What do you think, Witter?
That's impossible. Yes, I don't even need the map. I have hardly looked at it.
So I think Witter, he's not really following the map, and I think he might get you guys a little lost along the way. So everybody needs to add... Oh, no, sorry. Everyone needs to do a travel roll now. And we can see if we can reduce the amount of fatigue you guys get while travelling on the way.
We have a 1 in 12 chance.
Oh, unlucky Witter, you're exhausted. Oh, not good. And then you've got your travels underneath heart, grub, on the character sheet there.
Right.
It's in the middle column of your skill table.
Oh, yep, I see it.
No problem. Oh, okay. Good job. So Grub. So everybody gains 3 fatigue except Grub, who gains 2. Who is evidently quite used to this kind of thing.
Where can we add others for 15 minutes?
I believe it's
It's a
where
smaller,
is it now?
it's one of the smaller areas right underneath load.
Oh yeah, there you go. Thank you, sir.
And then it automatically updates.
So everybody gets 3, did you say, yeah?
Yeah, I'm afraid with the 4 that you rolled.
So good?
Does Folco, he's good though, because his personal success, or does it still affect him?
He gets 1 less for a pass, and then you get an extra 1 less for each 6 on the d6.
Gotcha.
So Falco's just got a pass, but no d6, so Falco only gets 2. Wonderful stuff. Well, guys, I'm afraid this journey is over. is over 50 miles. So it's over 50 miles. You need to roll 2 travel dice, and this is to represent just the long, hard slog that you guys are up to here. Someone roll me another d12. You guys are probably about here right now, enjoying the lovely Shire, the rolling hills under the weather. Probably setting up a little camp for one night. A 7. Okay. A quiet walk. That's nice. A pleasant stroll with nothing adventurous. Just a standard walk in the Shire. So, everyone gains 2 fatigue points now. But you can do another travel roll, everybody, and see if we can reduce it. Because I think some of our heroes might be a little tired, maybe, by the time we get there. So, Witter, that'll be 2 for you. That'll be 2 for you, Grub.
Sorry, travel for me.
That's alright, mate. Take your time. Oh, so this last part of the journey then has really taken it out of our hobbits. Put up your fatigue again by another 2, everybody, as we finish our 2-day travel, I guess. So
we're at 4 or 6 fatigue at this moment.
Yeah, I think everyone's fatigue's a little different, but yeah, I think they're on 5.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Well, it's on the second day of our journey. It's almost midday when our conspirators catch sight of the first houses of the village of Utborn. It is spring, but the last hints of winter still nip at your toes, making our hobbits particularly eager for a hearty meal after the long walk. And this is Oakbarton here. I bet you'll be glad to get in and settle down. As we make our way further into the village, our heroes catch the scent of roast chicken, potatoes, roast vegetables, and pipeweed, as the hard-working farmers of Oakbarton are gathered in the centre of the village for their lunch. Sitting at a long table shaded by large pavilions and tents, the search for the famous Heroes Club can at least wait a night, as our heroes are fatigued, tired, and hungry, as we join in for some lunch. Okay. So this is kind of what it looks like here, as some hobbits kind of gesture you over. Oh, hello, friends! You travelled far.
Well, yes, we have, good sir.
Oh, do come and take a seat. There's plenty to go around. Just off a fresh harvest. We've got lovely tomatoes, sausages, roasties. Come on, sit down. We've got some bitter as well. As you can all take some time and sit down at the table. And Hamish, you see sat at the other end of the table on one of the other side, you see your old rival from your more active hog jousting days, Archibald Boffin. I guess he hasn't quite seen you yet because he's still smiling, Hamish. What's the relationship between you two? How did the last joust go? Did he win? Did you win? Is it bitter? Is it
Hamish is the champion. You know, he's Hamish the hog rumbler. So you know, like, yeah, it's definitely all in his favour.
So you beat him out at the last final, did you?
100%.
Would you go and gloat, or are you happy to set your distance from Archibald?
I think he would be. He'd be a bit magnanimous. You know, he'd probably joke with him and what have you, but you know, he doesn't want to annoy everyone. He's too old for all of that kind of stuff. He'll happily, like, if somebody, you know, says bad things about him, he'll challenge them and what have you. But for the most part, he's very much just a case of like, "How are you, sir? I've not seen you in a while." Big hearty slaps him back.
No worries. I think if you slap him on his back, his corn on the cob flies out of his mouth, and it lands on the table. And Archibald turns round and narrows his eyes. "Ah, Hamish, it's been a long time."
It has. Beat a dwarf most recently on the old joust, so it's been good. It's been good. How's things with you?
He snorts at the remark about beating the dwarf like he doesn't quite believe it. "You beat a dwarf?"
I have companions that can verify it. Yes, it's even where I got, and he'll kind of like show off this beautiful dwarven, mail that he's got.
Excellent. Well, are you? I didn't think you'd still be doing it at your age. I must admit, though, I'm the same. Once a pig jouster, always a pig jouster, so they say. They've just cleared the fields. It's lovely and open. There's a couple of pigs around as well. What do you say I take another shot at that champion's title?
Well, I wouldn't be Hamish the Hog if I turned it down. Come on then, I'll even let you get first pick of which sow you want to take.
Well, he sat with his family, and his family are kind of looking at you, looking at him. He smiles and perks up, and he rubs his hands together. "Well, today's the day. Archibald the Hog Grumbler, that's what you can call me after this. No more underhanded tactics, though." As maybe there was a bit of bitterness there. Maybe it's the last time that you won, his pig was a little off. You probably take it as a bit of an insult. Maybe he's just making excuses, I guess. "Well, at least let's have something to eat first, I suppose."
"Oh no, come on, we'll get this over with." And he's like, after that, he's like half grabbing him by like the scruff of like his shirt or whatever, semi-lifting him to, it's like, "I'm sure these fine people want a spectacle with their meal."
Well, the hobbits agree. They're nodding along. Some of them are already a little drunk. And, Archibald, he wasn't expecting to go right for it. He goes a little red and... "Right then, well, let's do it. Let's do it right now. Let's go down to the fields." And some hobbits start to clap and cheer. Would our other characters be interested in watching Hamish do a hog joust, or are you far too concerned on eating your meal and filling your bellies?
It's 100% resting feet and eating his fill. For Barely, at least.
Same for Folko.
Oh, sorry, is that, are you staying there or are you coming? Sorry.
Staying.
Okay, fair enough. Well then, we'll come back to you then in just a moment then, Hamish, as you are dragged off to the pig pens, as it was, to pick out a hog. You've got your spear ready, he's got his old staff, and we'll revisit you two in just a moment. For our other characters then, I mean, you're sitting back, you're relaxing, you're having something to eat. You need to figure out some accommodations for the evening and also ask around about the Bull Roarers Club. Find out where this could be, where this Kingsworthy place is. So we can do some rolls for that if you're so inclined.
Sure.
In Bearlick's mind, the quicker we find it, the quicker we aren't potentially in a barn where a ghost wolf is. He would not like to. He would like to not repeat last time's excitement. So the quicker, the better for him in this one.
Okay, fair enough. Well, if you two ask any questions about the Bull Roarers Club, you can do an or, a courtesy, enhearten, persuade, or riddle roll. As you corner some of the older hobbits.
Riddle is more speaking in tongues, right? Kind of obfuscating what you're getting after.
Yeah, kind of.
I think at the least Bearlick doesn't want people to know that he's working for Bilbo. nobody figured it out the first time. He would like to keep it that the case. So I think a riddle would be best suited for him.
Okay.
Same.
Oh, well done, Witter. Well done, the pair of you. Well then, I guess we'll start with you, Witter. So Witter, you find an old hobbit, one of the old farmers. He's sat with his grey curly-haired feet up on one of the tables with a big long pipe. And as you go over to him, Burlak, you kind of start asking him questions about the bull roarer, but not really mentioning that you're looking for Bilbo. Then I suppose the old hobbit will explain. Oh, it's a bull roarers club. Woof. That's I haven't heard that in a long time. It's rumoured to be at Kingsworthy. I don't know if you know what Kingsworthy is.
Of course I do. I'm just speaking with the locals in case they have slightly better intelligence.
Well, I don't think any of these younger hobbits have ever been to it. It's in quite an overgrown part now of the Northern Shire. Used to be a little lodge for some, well, big hunters, if you know what I mean. Back in the day before even hobbits settled. It's an abandoned structure now. It's about one day's travel into the North Moors. I wouldn't go into the North Moors though without a tent and some food. It's easy to get lost. The hills are rolling.
Of course. Well, all precautions will be taken. Yep.
Okay. And as for you then, Falco, you managed to corner the chef, who's very busy dicing some carrots. He looks quite angry, red-faced. You can tell he's just really busy preparing this whole feast. He looks very underappreciated. What do you want?
Well, good sir. Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. Just carry on.
I was hoping you'd, if you knew the Kingsworth, my good old papa, he died last winter, and his last remembrance he wanted to have a piece of the land in his grave.
Kingsworthy? Oh, he kind of shivers a little bit. Oh, you've heard about that place. Up in the North Moors it is. Secluded and overgrown. There's rumours it's haunted, you know. How do you feel about ghosts?
Well, I've never seen one in the Shire, sir, but world's a big place. All those tall folk and wizards and whatnot.
Oh, well, you're mighty brave. I'll give you that. Just be careful if you're going up there. No one's been up there in a long time.
Hey, my dad lost some brothers up there, so he wants to be buried with them, at least in spirit.
Alright, well, good luck. Good luck to you. Here, just have some of this before you go. He just pulls off a couple of lamb chops he's been making, puts them down. There's a bit of a gathering around the table. And our two hobbits that are asking questions, can you do me a scan roll, please, if that's okay? Okay, Falco, you're too immersed in these lamb chops, I think, to really kind of get a sense of anything. Let's see what Witter does. Oh, Witter, can you just do me a scan roll if that's okay? Okay, he might have gone AFK for a moment. Someone's at the door or something. We'll move on then to our other character. So Hamish, quite a crowd has already been gathering. Some of Archibald's relatives and a few of the hobbits begin to make their way over to where this joust is taking place. You both pick out a couple of hogs. Big creatures they are, as you kind of pull one up from the mud. And it looks alright, it looks respectable. Not as good as your one that you used to have back in the day, but definitely a decent one. And Archibald pipes up. Well, it's typical you'd take the best one, as always.
I literally offered you first choice. Now, stop coming up with excuses and get ready to fall to your, well, inevitable demise.
Fine. He whinges a little bit under his breath, and he mounts up on his hog, and so do you. And as you can see, they've all come to kind of watch in the freshly wheated field, as you both, well, you go down a bit of a way from each other. You mount up onto your pigs, and Hamish, you're using the blunt end of your spear. You're not trying to kill Archibald, are you?
No, I'd say that they'd probably put something on the end of it if it's the season of pumpkin or something that blunts it effectively. But he'd sort of use his spear. But yeah, maybe he might use the pommel of it. But if not, he'd probably just stick something on the end so it won't pierce him, but he can still direct it off.
Yeah, it's up to you. There's a big pumpkin you can put on the end of it, or you can just use the blunt end.
I think he'll start with just the. I think he'll start with a pumpkin on the end, because that way, if it breaks up, it'll break up all over him, and it'll be a big mess.
Well, he does the same then, as he sticks his jousting staff into a pumpkin. Much as some hobbits, outcry. You shouldn't be wasting food. Some of the hobbits say, but there's more at stake here, I guess. As do you have a kind of hog cry, Hamish, or do you just charge in?
Oh, it's full. As he gets ready, there's a nod, and as he goes, hello, and he'll start charging in.
Okay. Well, Archibald also charges, fire in his eyes. Some of the more squeamish hobbits look away, but some of the more, I suppose not sadistic, that's not the right word, but the more curious hobbits kind of stare on with glee as the two hog riders meet in the field and try and bash each other. Okay then, Hamish, I guess you're going to have to go ahead and do me a spear roll.
Sure.
Let's see how you get on. Good luck.
You know what? Why not? I'm going to add a hope to this as well.
Beautiful. Oh,
wow. No! Oh, God, there's a 5, a 3, and a 1. Right, I mean...
Oh, I'm so sorry, Hamish. Okay, well, I guess...
How does a 16 fail? My target number is 16 on everything. It's the highest.
Okay, that's strange. Let's have a look.
You rolled a 12.
Yeah, so...
It says spear 16.
Oh, yes, that's a DC.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Sorry. Ignore
no,
me.
that's right. Yeah, it says
sense.
the top one's a test difficulty, and then underneath it tells you the roll. So sadly, you have just missed. Okay, well, I'm just going to use your stats essentially, but make them a little worse as he also tries to hit you back. Oh, and it's a miss. Okay, so both the pigs charge past each other. Hamish, your crazy grey hair blowing in the wind. You never felt so young and alive. And he dodges underneath as the pumpkin goes wide. But you sort of lean on the side of your pig, and it also goes wide over you. The hobbits umming and ahhing, oozing with excitement as you rear the pigs up, I guess, for the second time, Hamish.
Oh, 100%. It's until somebody's, completely dismounted. That's how it goes. So, yeah, somebody has to be unsaddled.
You got lucky that time! He shouts across the field.
Hamish kind of brings his buckler, in front of him, lines up his, pumpkin-esque spear, like balancing it on the top of the shield, and gets ready and lets out another cry. Starts hurtling towards him.
Yeah, these pigs start hurtling as well. And I mean, if any humans were watching, they'd just be like, it's pretty slow. But for hobbits, pigs are quite quick. As you meet each other again in the field. Hamish, jump into the spear roll. Best of luck.
Adding another hope.
Hey! And you've got a 6 as well.
I was because I got a 6. Okay, I was like, oh, Gandalf rune and a 6, so I will definitely take that.
I don't think he can beat that. I'll do a roll for him just for the laughs. But I'm pretty sure you've got him dead to rights now. Oh no, no! He comes in and he comes for a chest wide shot. But Hamish, what's like your signature move whenever you're doing hog jousting?
So, what I'll do is I'll be aiming high, for like sort of chest area, and then as he's bringing his, his like whatever wooden shield or I don't know a tray that he used to carry drinks, whatever he's using to like defend himself. He's then gonna dip low, and he's gonna actually target the saddle, so that then he basically pushes the saddle off the pig. So effectively, you just watch as the guy just, for a moment in time, just stays perfectly still as the pig under him goes forward, and Hamish just kind of keeps him on the end of the saddle until he eventually falls off. So he doesn't actually hit him, he just hits the saddle, taking the full brunt, which is more embarrassing probably than anything.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome, Hamish. As your tactic works again, the same way you beat him 10 years ago, foul for the title, is the same way you beat him now. As Archibald falls face down in the mud, covered in pumpkin. There's a roar of laughter and cheering from among the hobbits as the ones that know you begin to chant your name. Hamish, Hamish, Hamish! Apart from Archibald's family, who run on and pick up the embarrassed old hog-jeister and bring him off the field. I told you that was the better pig!
I'm just the better winner, and you're just definitely the worst loser.
Well, Hamish, as you dismount, you're thrusted with a pint of bitter into your hands. As I guess you can go back and enjoy the feast after putting it to your old rival. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, and I guess now an hour or two have passed while you guys are enjoying this lovely feast. Some hobbits are kind of heading off now and making their way. There's a bit of a conversation though going on about the bull roarer now. Seems to have started something. People swapping tales where it could be, why it's lost. Some people saying that Gandalf probably took it. That pesky wizard always causing problems in the Shire. But after a while, a young girl kind of walks up to our group of hobbits. Are you back there? Are you back yet, Witter?
Yes, I am.
No problem. Witter, can you just do me a scan roll, please? Okay, Witter. So you noticed this girl was very interested in what you were talking about with the old hobbit earlier on. And as you sit at a table with Falco and Hamish, she kind of comes over and... Excuse me, I hate to be a bother. Are you looking for the Bull Roarers Club?
And what if we are? Young lass, I don't think we've met.
Oh, the name's Maisie. Maisie Brownlock. I'd be ever so interested in looking for it. I play Underhill myself, and I'm always looking for a good club. Do you guys know where it is? Have you got any leads? And she seems to be probing for information.
Yeah, Bearlac does the grouchy grandpa stare and not much else.
She looks down at the ground and looks disappointed. And her father sat at the table, comes over. Come on, Maisie! Stop pestering these fine hobbits! Come sit back down at the table, your mother's getting worried. Oh, yes, father. And she kind of gives you a look of disappointment with her and hovers for another moment, just in case she'll say something. But I guess you don't.
He just folds his arms.
As she heads back over and sits down at the table with the dad, looking on.
Hamish definitely throws some sort of root vegetable his way for being rude to the young hobbit girl, as far as he sees it.
A vegetable lands on your plate, Witter. You look over and you see Hamish doesn't look too happy.
Just because you won your match doesn't mean you can start a food fight. It's good food. It needs to go into our bellies.
Hamish will get up and walk over to the poor hobbit girl and will try his best to convey his apologies, and he's going to use the opportunity to half mock him. So it's going to be kind of half apology, half kind of mocking him. It's going to be like, I'm terribly sorry. You understand, he was dropped on his head and seems to continually do so. Honestly, he doesn't watch out for low beams, constant hits. It's not his fault. He's just not very good at, manners and being polite, and he just kind of just really lays on quite thick to the point that she gets that he's definitely purposely slighting Berliak for their amusement.
Fair enough. I guess this is out of earshot of Witter as well.
I don't know. I don't think he'd mind. Hamish is he's somebody who takes not necessarily protocol but courtesy and things like that are a big thing to him. You be polite to the ladies and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah. He doesn't like the fact that she was somewhat slighted for being polite and inquisitive.
Okay. Do me an awareness test, Berliak. See if you can hear this slander of your good name. I guess not. I guess maybe there's a hint of truth in it, maybe. What you do see, Witter, is the girl looks on at you, looking almost apologetic as Hamish is talking to her, like she didn't realise, as you sit with your arms folded, wondering what on earth it's all about. And, she'll say to you then, Hamish, why, I didn't know. Do you know where the club is? Have you got any ideas?
To be completely honest with you, I just follow this lot. They seem to bring me reasonable excitement. They're quite bad at their jobs. I've had to bail them out a few times so far. It makes for good stories, and at my old age, that's all that really matters. So I just thought I'll bumble along and, if they need a hand, they'll ask, which they inevitably will, obviously. But yes, I don't know where it is or what it is we're really looking for. I just heard there might be a chance for some stories and a bit of adventure, really.
She smiles and she goes to ask another question. Then her father steps in. Oh, come on, Maisie, leave him alone. You're too young to be going off anyway, looking for the bull roarer. Leave it to these capable hobbits. Champion here, Hamish, has got better things to do.
I mean, if there is a roaring bull, that does sound like the sort of thing you should probably leave to, those of a stronger constitution. But don't dissuade from the path of your dreams. Challenge them. Go for it.
Well, a father kind of gives a frowny face as you encourage his daughter to do some rebellious things. His daughter smiles, but then his face lightens up and he gives you a nod as they both get back to their meal.
My third brother had that sort of mentality. Drowned in the river, he did.
Oh, goodness.
In an entirely separate, unrelated accident. He drowned in the river, but yes, he had that sort of attitude.
I mean, the nearest river is like 3 foot deep. I mean, how, you know, that's quite an accomplishment. I mean, it's almost impressive.
Oh yes, the whole family was really impressed.
With that remark, Hamish just kind of look back to the girl and just with a sort of like, see what I mean, kind of face. And he will then go back to his dinner and will immediately try and embolden the spirits of people around him and with stories and but making sure to always fill other people's glasses and things like that. He's very much, be nice to people kind of thing.
Awesome. I really like that about Hamish. The life of the feast, as it was. Well, I guess Burliak just sits grumpily at the end on a log, kind of eating on his own, maybe. How are you doing, Burliak?
Burliak. Burliak takes a very different point of view in that it's a young child going searching for something dangerous could get her killed. So that's what the Grumpy Grandpa routine was for. But also he doesn't want to share. So he's happy to sit by himself and take all the food that's left over.
Nice. Well, hobbits can definitely eat a lot, but you are pushing the boundaries right now, Witter, even for a hobbit. As you sit at the end, filling your stomach. Wonderful stuff. And Grub, I like Grub. He seems like an interesting character, to say the least. What are you up to, Grub?
It's been a long travel, and he knows always to make snacks. So he's eating. He's also taking stuff, making sandwiches, taking a bite, then wrapping it up, putting it in his bag. So while he's also eating, he's also preparing for food later.
Awesome. Thinking ahead. Eating, preparing. Again, the North Moors it's quite a big place. You can see the distant hills off in the distance. You've still got quite a long way to go. Well, a couple of hours passes. People laughing at Hamish's jokes as Witter sits muttering to himself, and Falco just digs in his face, I suppose. And it's time to probably get some sleep. Some hobbits are turning in for the evening and finding rooms and whatnot. Where are you guys going to sleep? A night in the wild, or is it time to look for a nice cosy hobbit bed somewhere?
Well, Hamish, you seem to be the life of the party. I'm sure you've found us accommodations that are more suitable than the barn from last time.
I've been unable to ascertain something that might be of your liking, because I'm just going to go rest in the sty with my champion-winning pig. But you do as you please.
Oh, Witter! It seems like he's sleeping with the pigs. I guess you might have to find your own room for the night.
Yeah, and that is what Berlick will do, because he is not going to go cuddle with a pig.
Okay, fair enough. Hamish, I don't think you need to do a roll. I think the farmer is happy to let you to sleep with the pig, even if he does look a little concerned. But you are Hamish the Hog Rumbler, so he doesn't really question it too much.
Nothing untoward will happen. It's fine.
Keep the pig safe.
Yep.
Okay, well, if Falco and Witter, if you'd both like to do a courtesy roll, please, and we can see if we can find a warm bed for the evening.
I think I would definitely assist. After a while, I would assist the group if they struggle,
for sure.
I know Foco knows how to live on a budget, so he's going to find a nice hay loft to go climb into.
A hayloft, okay. Again, I don't think we really need a roll for that then. If you're just going to go sleep in the same farm area as as Hamish there, so you're in the hayloft, maybe above his pigs, I guess. It's not a bed, but it's definitely somewhere to rest your head. And well, Burliak, it's not looking good. It seems like these hobbits don't care where they sleep. What about you?
Bear likely go try and find an upstanding, decent, thoughtful hobbit and convince them to let him sleep somewhere that's not in a barn again. He does not want to go back into a barn.
Okay. Give me a courtesy roll then, please.
Nice.
Oh,
Critical
excellent.
success.
Excellent. As you're asking around, then the old man that you spoke to before, the old hobbit. Oh, you can stay with me if you like. I got a spare room. My son moved out with his wife a few months ago.
Greatly appreciated. Warm bed is always gladly accepted.
Oh, I think my wife's got some seed cake made up as well. If you've got any more room, I see you've been stuffing your face.
Barrelak will find some room somewhere. If not in his stomach, then in his pockets for tomorrow.
Awesome. Okay. Well then, our characters retire then now for the evening. As the stars twinkle in the sky, we rest our heads. Still some talk about Bull Roarers Club and the Kingsworthy Cabin. No one seems to know really where it is. Luckily, you've got a little map, Burliak. It's on your little map, so hopefully you should be able to find it tomorrow, no problem. So everybody can lose their fatigue that they've gathered from the journey, so put that to 0 because you're having a proper rest. Oh, actually, apart from our two hobbits that are sleeping rough, well, not rough, but you know what I mean. I think it doesn't count as a full rest. Just let me double check. It's up to the GM's discretion. I think you can have a full rest, Falco, because you've got the rustic trait. So I believe you can you're kind of used to this. And Hamish sleeping with a pig, I wouldn't normally say so, but I mean you've won, right? This is your prize-winning pig. I think in this situation it's probably okay for you to lose all your fatigue as well. I guess.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he probably just drank to a point where he was extremely drunk, went to go and thank the pig, and then just kind of got in the pen, and then just kind of went to sleep.
Oh yeah, I love that. Oh, awesome. Well, I do have a little map. Where is it here? Oh, there we are. Okay, well, I mean, the rest of our characters then are off and away in different places. But Burliak, this is kind of your scene here, what it looks like for you as you come into this lovely room, lay on the bed, a huge glass window overlooking the forest as you kind of get your head down and get some sleep. The other two, Hamish, you just pass out drunk next to your pig. And does Hamish snore when he's drunk?
Yeah, he's definitely. He imagine he also talks in his sleep.
Falco, what's it like sleeping above a hobbit that's snoring and talking, and then a big pig that's also snoring as well?
Foco is sort of, if there hasn't been a giant pile of hay, he sort of formed it and sort of, like a mole, dug himself into the center.
Nice. Okay. Well, you guys get to have a really nice sleep then, I suppose. I would like all our characters to just do an awareness roll, please, if that's okay, while we're having our tucked away in bed.
All of us, yeah.
Yeah, please, everyone. Okay, so Witter and Rumbler, you two kind of sleep through this. Witter, you're just far too comfortable to be concerned with anything else right now, and Hamish, you are far too drunk. But Grub, you're kind of in and out of sleep. You're always maybe a bit of a light sleeper. In the early hours of the morning, you hear something that you haven't really heard before, echoing out from the North Moors. From what you've heard in stories, it appears to be maybe a wolf's howl. You're not really too sure, you've probably never heard one before. You kind of look out of the cracks at the top of the barn over to the North Moor, but you obviously don't see anything. It was far, far away, echoing over the hills. But maybe it was just your imagination. There's not been any wolves in the Shire for centuries.
Yeah, well, with the goblins, so yeah.
As I guess you managed to get some sleep as well then. Okay. Well, the morning comes around then quicker than you expect. Some of you are hungover. Some of you are rested after a good night's sleep. As our three heroes meet back up in Oak Barton, and I guess unless you guys have got anything else to do, we'll head back out into the North Moors.
Does Grub mention the howl? in the morning?
No, that was weird, but yeah.
I'm sorry, boy. I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, he doesn't mention it.
Oh, he doesn't. Sorry.
Nope.
Okay. As I go back.
Okay. So you keep that to yourself then, as you head on out. Okay. Well, from our conversations then, we worked out that Kingsworthy is further north from here, deep in the North Farthing. It's in an overgrown area. No one's really been there before. It's rumoured to be haunted, and yeah, it's very overgrown and abandoned. An old hunting lodge from the menfolk. So you hear from an age ago. As we head off out, that brings us on then to part 2 of our adventure then, I suppose. So. We will head on up. So, let me go ahead and change the map here. So this was Oak Barn, and now we're heading up to Kingsworthy. It's on Bilbo's old map that you can find. So, this is another Hobbit journey roll, please, guys. Someone roll me a d12. Let's hope we get some better luck this time. A 2. Oh dear. Well, it's not quite trouble, but I'm afraid it's another 3 fatigue. So that's pretty rough. Everyone do a travel roll, please, if you don't mind. Witter, you're just not very good at reading maps, it seems. Not that you'll ever admit it.
Oof.
Okay, so we're quite tired then. Oh, we'll just wait for Falco's roll.
No, I already rolled.
Oh, sorry, my mistake there. I didn't quite see that there. So you passed. You got 1 success, so you get 1 less fatigue condition. Falco, I guess, is just in his youth, guys. You know, the youngest of 5 brothers. He's marching ahead as Witter and Hamish kind of hobble on behind almost. But eventually we do come across Kingsworthy. And this is pretty much what it looks like here. It's bigger than any Hobbit building, that's for sure. It's definitely a building for manfolk. You guys would only fit halfway into the doorway upwards. And it's quite secluded. It's buried among some trees. You guys have only just managed to find it after quite a delay. It's getting a little dark as well. Not quite yet, but it's going to be soon. This is the cabin where the bull roarer is supposed to be. Wonderful stuff. There was rumours it was haunted though. Does anybody care about that? Or do you not believe in ghosts?
I don't.
He's
Go ahead,
agnostic about ghosts.
Well, Hamish didn't believe in ghosts until he had the whole warg thing, which didn't really add up. So, until that, he was like, nah. But now he's like, maybe it's true.
And Berlik is guaranteeing, as the map reader, that he is in the middle of the group at all times, in case there are any ghost wargs around.
Wonderful. Well, you can go ahead and do me an awareness test, everyone, as we kind of approach this cabin. As the fog is a little heavier up here.
If Foco takes out his sunstone, and lights it up. What would that do?
Yeah, okay. I'll let you use your item here then, and you can get an extra D6, I guess, on this awareness roll.
Mm-hmm. How do I add a die?
Oh, if you click on the roll and it brings up that box, I believe when it says bonus and penalty dice, if you just click on the 6 to the right of it, yeah, that should work. Okay. So Falco, you hear something inside.
I think I hear something.
I'm sure it's nothing. And Berlik basically tenses like iron rod.
Focal takes out his bow and arrow.
Okay.
Hamish will ready his shield and short spear. He will start slowly advancing towards the door because he's still eager for adventure.
No pumpkin this time on the end of your spear.
No, the pumpkin was eaten by the pig last night.
Nice. Okay, well, you guys head forward then, cautiously, and head inside the abandoned hunting lodge. It's overgrown. It's basically crumbling down. And the noise was coming from a family of badgers that appeared to have taken up in the lodge. The mother seems quite aggressive as she has 3 baby badgers behind her. And as you guys poke your head in, she begins to growl. And I mean, a badger to a human, it's not really a big deal, obviously, is it? But to a hobbit, could actually do some damage, potentially, you think to yourselves. How would you guys defuse this situation with the badger?
I did the owl last time. It's only proper one of you do the badgers this time, and he's gonna step out of the house because he doesn't want to get bit by a badger.
Foco's gonna shoot his bow at the mama.
You're gonna just shoot her? Oh, brutal.
Badgers are good eating.
Oh my god. Hamish, what are you doing?
Well, Hamish was about to go and look for some slugs and worms and things to try and entice it away, but seeing this is actually quite a bit upset by it.
Oh, I'm not surprised. Okay, give me a ball roll then, Grub. Oh, and you miss. Oh, it kind of serves you right then, really, doesn't it? You kind of aim at the badger, and it dashes aside, and the mother badger roars, and comes at you aggressively, Grub. What would you do, Grub? Would you run into another room, run outside, or would you just get bitten by a badger?
Run outside.
Run outside. Okay. So Witter, you're outside when you see Grub come running out next to you. And Grub, I'm afraid you have to lose one hope for interfering here. And well, the badger's not. She's still not going anywhere. She's more tense than ever now. Maybe Hamish, you have to return to your original thought.
Hamish will try and see if he can forage for like some nearby anything, berries, slugs, apples, fruits, mushrooms, something that he thinks the badger will eat.
Okay, cool. What skill would you use for that, do you think? Either probably, I'd say maybe explore, scan, hunt, maybe
travel. None of the ones I'm good at, but it is it is what it is. Literally both of them are 0, so
oh no.
Yeah, let's go for explore, because why not?
Okay.
I'll use a hope die. Yeah, I didn't think so.
Oh, a 9. Okay. So Hamish, you don't manage to find anything nearby, but of course you could give the badger some of your own rations.
I mean, if he doesn't find anything, then that will definitely be what he does. He'll try and literally breadcrumb it like out the door and like round the corner.
I love that. Okay, that's really cool. So you kind of make a ration roll then of some of these lamb chops that you might have from yesterday, bits and pieces of bread, and you eventually lead the family of badgers out as they make their way into the moors. Our other two hobbits watch as Hamish deals with the badgers then this time. Although the mother definitely gives you a dirty look, Falco, on the way out. Might not see the last of this, you think to yourself. Okay, well, we as we start to explore this place then, you can go ahead, everybody, and do me a scan roll, please, as we head back inside the building and start looking around. Oh dear! None of you are too perceptive then, so you'll miss that little tidbit. But what you will find is you come across the fireplace of the building. And above the fireplace is a plaque that looks like... I believe, actually, we have to do some rolls now. One sec. Okay. Has anybody got the law or craft skills? You can go ahead and do a law or craft. Okay, awesome.
I've got a single point in it, but I don't have it ticked.
That should be okay.
Yeah, I'll roll it. Yes, that's what I thought, but it's worth a shot.
Close though, close. Okay, so Burliak, what you remember is that the old Bullroarer, its club, it was mounted on a plaque in the Shire a long time ago, with a symbol of the Took house on. And this it looks exactly like this, apart from that the Bullroarer Club isn't there. In fact, what you notice, Witter, is that there's an old chair or chair frame that seems to have been pulled over to where the plaque is. And it seems quite recent. You can see that the debris has been messed with and some of the dust has been moved. and there's scrape marks in the mud on the floor of where someone's grabbed this chair over to reach up to the plaque.
Baralak's initial response is going to be to fold his arms and think of a young female woman yesterday, or halfling yesterday. He's going to turn to Hammersley. Well, I hope you're happy. Someone has gotten here before us thanks to your willingness to share what we were getting up to.
Hello? Oh. For one sec, guys. Someone's actually at the door. One moment. Sorry about that. Oh, sorry about that. Just a late night parcel for some reason. I'm back. So yeah, sorry. What were you saying, Witter? Where did we get up to?
Oh, this was Baralak folding his arms and grumpily complaining to Hamish that Hamish basically spoiled what they were up to, and now someone's beat them to it.
But how'd they get past the badges?
Well, there's about 1,000 windows in this dang place. Maybe they just climbed in through one of the front door.
Well, if I climb on the old roof and up to the plaque, what do I see of the plaque?
Well, if you stand on the chair and have a look at the plaque, you don't really see too much. You see that the dust has been disturbed. The Bull Roarer Club was probably here not too long ago. Seems like someone else is beating you to it. Someone's come here before you, it seems. Asking all those questions at the Hobbit Feast might have got some other people curious.
Well, they might be close. I mean, we didn't see them on the road.
If it's anyone, I bet it's that Maisie character, the one that kept bothering us.
Looking at the disturb, can we sort of track the tracks, or?
Yeah. Okay. So if you want to look at the tracks then and see if you can find out where they're going, I believe that is a scan roll. Okay. So everyone can do me a scan roll now. You're actually looking out for these tracks. Okay.
Well, that's great. I got an Eye of Sauron.
Hey, miss, you find a different set of tracks going somewhere else. Witter, I'm afraid it's the younger hobbit again whose eyes manages to spot these tracks. And, well, Folko Grub, you do spot them outside the door, going off further into the hills. Not heading back the way that you came. Seems to be going in a different direction.
Heading into the hills. Come on, we have to catch him before, I don't know. They disappear like my sick sister.
Is your family just laced with tragedy, Grub?
Yep, the youngest of 5 brothers, 7 sisters, one of 2 alive.
Okay, well, would we follow Grub then? Out into the hills? He seems to have a
Reluctantly and regretfully, yeah. But we'll go.
Over the hills and far away.
Okay, fair enough. Well, luckily, Grub, you did quite well. So the player heroes can catch up with the person by succeeding in 3 hunting rolls. For each failure, they gain a fatigue as they struggle to follow the tracks. So we can all do it, or we could designate one person.
I mean, I have 2
I'd
on
suggest
hunting,
it's
but
not me. Sorry, spare me 2 seconds, guys. Carry on.
I have an 18, but I have 2 dice in it. Anybody else?
I have an 18 and no dice in it, so maybe for the 1 in 12 chance, I should not roll. This seems more like a younger, youthful hobbit's task.
Can I get support though? Support from companion die then?
If they have the appropriate stuff, they can support you. Let's have a look. So you've got keen eyes, Witter. That might help in here. But I believe you can only be assisted once. So I guess you can get 1d6 from being assisted by Witter.
Do I burn a hope for that?
I don't think you do, but you read the rules last week. Is that what it said?
This is actually one I... Did we do this last week? Did we assist anybody last week? I don't know. I can open my PDF, but... I actually don't have any idea about this one.
I actually don't think so. Let me just quickly have a look. Assisting... Jesus. So you can only assist someone if... Yeah, so it's weird. I've just typed in assisting. And assist. Okay, I don't think so, no. We'll just go with no for now. So just get an extra d6.
Alright. Wait, does a Burliak have hunting?
Oh, it's confirmed it's a no. You do not spend hope. Confirmed. That's fine.
Okay.
No,
I don't have it.
He doesn't have hunting, but he's got keen eyes. So it means that you can use his keen eyes to help you along the way.
I also have keen eyes, so would that be 2d6? 1 from him, 1 from me?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Hey.
Oh! Well done! I'm really tempted to say that counts as 2, to be honest, because you've done so well. But we'll stick with what the book says. Do me another one.
Sorry, back.
No problem, Hamish. A great success. All right. Okay. I think we'll just leave it there then. I don't think we need another one.
I see Grub's been fucking up a bit. Automatic success. Success. Great success.
Yeah, you don't know how many times I've been hunting squirrels down the shower as didn't really have much to eat with all the other siblings before they died.
Well, I'm glad that you didn't drown in, like, a foot of water, so, you can find these things.
He's clearly got the best genes, I guess, out of the grub family.
Natural selection at its finest.
Levi's good genes.
So yeah, we're kind of following Grub then through the fields now. There's little streams and marshes and other type of wildlife that we can come by. I think you walk past the grumpy badger at some point, Grub, who turns the other way. But eventually you do follow the tracks and you come across this wonderful view here of the North Farthing as you step out above the hill. And on the hill is a hobbit we saw yesterday. The young girl's father. And he's got his back turned to you guys. He hasn't seemed to notice you. He's in a bit of a panic as he's kind of looking out over the hills. Maisie! Maisie! on, dear Maisie.
Hamish will trot on up and just be like,
Good afternoon, old boy! Seems like you misplaced your young'un.
Oh, he's startled as you turn up behind him, and he quickly turns around. Oh, she's gone. I knew those that conversation we had yesterday had sparked something in her. She went off this morning. I think she went looking for the club. I followed
Where
the
did you
tracks.
last put her?
Where did I put her? In bed?
Well, I tend to find when I lose things to go back to the last place I left them.
I left her in bed last night and tucked her in myself and read her a story. I've woken up now and she's gone. I think she must have heard about all the stories of that Kingsworthy place, that blasted lodge. I followed her up there, but by the time I got there, she wasn't there. And I picked up some tracks, and well, I'm afraid I'm no expert. I've lost her. Oh,
Erlich just folds his arms and smugly looks at Hamish.
Can I do a what? Would it be riddle to see if he's lying or?
riddle to see if he's lying. You want to see if he's telling the truth?
Yeah.
That's an insight. That
agent
Oh,
of
it's
Sauron.
inside. Okay, that'd be inside.
one. Yeah, a half hobbit orc in disguise. Bill Gurney #2. He's telling the truth, Grub. He looks very worried. I can't go back without her. My wife will kill me. She's our favourite daughter. I know you're not supposed to have favourites, but I do. My Maisie. Are you going to help? After all, I think you got her into this mess. And he gives Hamish a look. It's going to be night time soon. Oh, sorry.
Well, how about we find this roaring boar or whatever, and then we find both of them.
Right. Alright, well, we better get a move on then.
And don't worry, Paws always have favorites, even when they die. Still not me. Oh, still not old Foco, though.
I think, in all fairness, Falco, your family must be a little bit of a celebrity in the Shire. Like, Frodo's mum and dad died, didn't they? And that was a whole thing for a long time. There's not that many accidents, so for you to have lost 5 brothers and sisters in these tragic accidents, everybody must know the Grubb family, that's for sure. Okay, well, the sun is now, it's starting to set behind the hills. The North Moors is getting a little colder now. And, well, if you're lost out here, it could be dangerous. You could fall into a bog, get lost, attacked by badgers. And, of course, all our characters know that maybe there's something a little darker out here as well. Maisie could be in trouble.
Foco will light up his sunstone again, as I'm guessing he's still tracking.
Okay. Well, our characters now then begin this what could be a potentially hazardous journey, I suppose, as the hills turn to night rather quickly, and you find yourself negotiating this terrain. Occasionally, the father shouts out, "Maisie, Maisie," as you begin to scour the woods for her. So we can do some rolls here then. Let me just read the passage from the book. The night is clear and cool. A waxing moon and a veritable symphony of starlight offers sunlight as you trek across the lightly rolling landscape. But there is no well-trodden road. The ground is uneven, and your foot can easily be caught in a hole, and your legs grow weary as you plod through the moss-covered terrain. A long yawn escapes your mouth as you fight off the weight of your own eyelids, all while searching for signs of the wayward hobbit lass. Even in this dim evening light, the growing concern is evident on the poor father's face. You think we're going to find her, right? She's going to be okay, right? He's starting to panic a bit.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely find her. Just like my sick sister, we found her in parts and pieces here and there every once in a while.
Okay. Well, the first thing you guys need to do then, as we push on into the night, all players gain 3 fatigue points, but they can reduce with a travel roll. And this is because you can't really pick up her track. She's too light-footed. So we're just kind of searching around the moors, shouting out. So everyone do a travel roll. Oh
Solid.
no. You're all not enjoying the walk, that's for sure. So, as the player heroes scour the North Moors for some signs of poor Maisie, how are you going about it? How are you looking for her? Are you exploring? Are you hunting, trying to pick up what trail you can? Or are you just scanning the environments looking for something that might lead you to her?
I think Hamish should just be going full loud shouting.
Okay.
That's all he does.
Well, what would you say that is? More of an explore, a hunt, or a scan? Or we could use an Enharten, if you like, maybe. We'll substitute one of those for an Enharten.
Yeah, go for that.
Sure, go ahead.
Yep. Solid.
Oh, Hamish. You're just there. Maisie! Maisie! Nothing, I'm afraid.
Are you
What about
even-
our other
are
two
you-
hobbits?
Are you even saying her name right, or is that a little wrong?
Probably not. He's like, he probably starts off as Maisie, and then just like as the time drags on, it's just like Chinese whispers, but only with himself, and he just slowly, you get weird derivations of it.
So when no one is looking, Bearlick's going to actually pull out the map. And he's going to try and, if this area is still on this map, he's going to try and find water sources. If there's any water nearby, because he would assume that anyone trekking through the wilderness would probably want to end up hopefully somewhere they could get something to drink. Long term, at least.
That's awesome. So what you can do then is you can do an explore roll. You can have 1d6 for your map, and then the father will actually assist you as well with another 1d. So two extra dice. Good luck. You pull out the map, reading it under the moonlight.
And yet, we're going to spend a hope just to
make sure we find Maisie.
Hopefully end our train of failures in the right side of our screens.
Okay. Hey! A great success. All right then. So, as you look for sources of water, then you find down by a small. It's not quite a lake, but it's not quite a pond. It's kind of in between. It's it's a good source of water where a few streams meet as it comes down the hill. And what you find as you're coming down is quite interesting. Let me just get the map up here. Sorry, I've got 1,000 maps. Here we go. Well, you come across a camp. The fire has basically run out at this point. It hasn't been stocked in a while. Everyone do me a craft roll, please.
Yep, solid.
What's a fire?
Okay. It's a fire! It's a fire. It looks like it's gone out. It's very nicely made. Stones all the way around the side. It looks like it's been done by a professional, but without any failures. With all those fails, I can't really give you more information. Erling, Maisie's father, has a look, and Maisie doesn't know how to light a fire. She doesn't know anything like that. What's going on? Do you mean
No, I see that as a player.
test?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, do we see that as characters? Oh, so close.
So close, Burliak. We'll just wait for... do me an awareness test as well, please, Hamish?
Sure. Yep, I mean,
No.
that's even an Eye of Sauron. With a success! Oh, for fuck's sake, come on!
With a success, I'm going to say that we'll give your success to Witter then, just as a bit of hope. Witter, as you're scanning the surroundings, and everyone's kind of looking at the fire, seeing what on earth this is. You see two red eyes staring at you out of the forest.
Witter's response is surprisingly spry for a hobbit his age, and it is to guarantee he's on the other side of the fire. His voice has turned into ice, so there's nothing coming out of his throat other than like a kind of wheezy gasp as he points with his cane in the direction of the eyes.
Well, the father jumps. What? What's that? Look over there. Over there.
Berlick just is remaining a paralyzed flash, sort of a Vietnam flashback sort of scene for him compared to the barn. But he is trembling. He is looking over his shoulder in case there's more. He is completely unwound.
Focal draws his bow and arrow.
Hamish will stand up, get his spear and his shield, get ready, and just be like,
Back for round 2, are we? Come on then!
There's a low growl as you all make it obvious to this thing that you've basically seen it. We all prepare for the worst, for whatever this thing is to jump out. Its red eyes maybe matching the ghost wag we saw in our last adventure, or at least that's what Burliak's thinking as the old hobbit begins to shake.
It's going to be the Badgers. They're back for vengeance.
Ghost badgers. We all hear a low growl. Twigs snap as the red eyes descend. What on earth was that? You think he's got Maisie?
No, Maisie's either dead or alive, and if that had it, dead. If doesn't have it, then alive. So, guess we'll find out.
Dead? Don't say that! Don't say that! Look, We better keep looking. She kind of gone far. Maisie! Maisie! And he's making quite a lot of noise. He's quite upset now, the father. You can try and calm him down, or you can try other means to try and find Maisie. But there's something out there in the forest, and Maisie did not make this camp. What's next for our adventurers?
Falco would try to reignite the fire, try to get roaring.
I believe that is a craft roll.
That's gonna go well. Yep.
No, it's it seems like all the good firewood that was immediately around has been used, unless you go further into the forest, which you probably do not want to do.
Other than the fact that Erling doesn't believe his daughter could make it, are there any tracks of around the campsite to deny, or not even really deny, to show if a hobbit's feet made this, or if there were boots or any type of footprints?
Certainly, you can go ahead and you can do a scan roll with an extra dice from the father.
Good thing he helped, because I wouldn't have got it otherwise.
You see a set of footprints at Burliak leading on into the glade. They, as you inspect them, they're not hobbit feet. They're bigger. Must be man tracks. The tracks of men, you think to yourself. Although, what are they doing out here?
Bearlick. I think Bearlick actually more probably stepped onto one of the footprints and kind of scuffed himself, looked down, then saw it, because he is still in a ghostly pale fright. So he would then go from pointing towards the wolf, or presumably the wolf, but where the red eyes were, down to the tracks, thus sharing with the group that there are tracks to follow if we want to. Not that he wants to, but if we want to.
Well, the father will. He's got to find his daughter.
I mean, Hamish will probably, after a while, go somewhat into the woods to try and see what happened to the warg.
Yeah.
Just to see if he can finish him once and for all.
Yeah, Falco would follow the father.
Okay. So I guess what this scene's looking like then is that we basically head down into the glade, but Hamish, you're always on the edge of the forest, maybe even stepping a little into it at times to see if you can to see if you can find the ward, I guess. I will say, Hamish, that I'm afraid you do not find the ward again. You take a look at, maybe you come across some big wolf tracks, but they're soon lost as the ground turns to bog, and you're not the best tracker. But you kind of keep the rest of the group safe on the flank. You spear. All the other hobbits are amazed at your bravery, especially the father. It's not often you'd see a hobbit doing this, looking for trouble as it was. But Hamish, well done. The rest of our characters take a more direct role in finding Maisie as we head on through the glade. And as we're heading through the glade, we see a figure, and it's further along. I'll just read the exact room from the book here. After a while, they seem to be able to make out the silhouette of some tall wanderer, just on the edge of their vision, always barely just in sight through the fog and the rolling landscape. Can the players that are following this figure, probably not you, Hamish, you're probably a bit too occupied, but the other two characters, can you do a riddle check, please? It seems, whoever this person is, he's likely remaining inside intentionally and actually leading you somewhere.
Erlich is not certain what to make of that. And I think he's not... He doesn't want to... I think he decides he doesn't want to follow, but he doesn't want to split from the group. And he knows that the father, or that Erling, is not going to give up. So I think with a stone sinking deeper and deeper into his gut, he continues with the group huddled close.
Okay. Well then, as we continue on, then this gets us to part 3 and our final part of the adventure. The players are following the tracks. You come to the edge of a patch of shrubland, where you actually begin to see in the ground old bits of rubble, almost like something was here. And I'll just read out from the book. Hours of pursuit means that when you see the darker patch of bracken and heather ahead, the sky has started to turn from the deep blackness of a night into the deep blue of the hours before dawn. You've followed Maisie's tracks for miles now. You've little doubt that she came this way. The strange figure always leading you on, out of your eye line. As you get closer, you start noticing that the dark patch is not due to simply different vegetation. There are ancient stones jutting out of the ground, low crumbling walls hinting that this was once a very different place. A fort, a town, maybe. Few hobbits, you think, have ever seen this place. As you take your first steps forward among the stones, stories of kings and armour-clad warriors from a time gone by fills your mind. Just as you and your fellow conspirators are about to explore the heather-covered ruins, a rumbling growl echoing among the ancient stones. You then hear a high-panicked voice call out from nearby. Shoo! Shoo! Get away from me! Get away from me! It's Maisie.
Hamish will double over there, like proper full sprint.
Hamish and the father run ahead.
So will Falco.
Falco as well. Witter, Witter, you're at the back. The
With a horrific grimace. Yeah, just because he can't be left behind, he goes toward it.
Okay. Shoo! Get away from me, you old troll! Go away! Go! Break into a thicket of brambles. You see none other than Maisie. The Maisie stood upon some ruins who's crumbled up the walls, swinging a heavy wooden club. A massive creature looking like a grotesque imitation of a large man. It's a stone troll. Between the two of them, leaning wearily against the wall, is a cloaked stranger, hooded, thrown back to reveal... I've changed that a little bit. He's a strange hooded stranger, wounded on the ground, clutching a large bleeding gash across his shoulder. He's all but been incapacitated as his sword has rolled out from his hand, as he desperately tries to keep the monster from reaching the child. The troll is very angry. As he sees Hamish running out of the forest beforehand, he looks at you and looks at Maisie as
immediately as soon as he's had a half second to kind of take in, Hamish just goes, "Ha! At last, a worthy opponent! Hello!" And he'll go charging in.
Awesome. All right then. So basically, Hamish, you go charging in. The father, he doesn't know what to do. I mean, he's obviously terrified. Hamish, as you go in there, what do you kind of do there, Witter and Falco Grub?
Foco provides covering fire.
I also need to drag on the new tokens with the equipment on. 1 second.
I decided to multiply and confuse the troll.
Yeah. All right then, guys. Well, it seems like then we're going down the combat route. That seems the way that this is going. So the troll turns with a roar. I guess let's get into it then. Okay, so we're gonna have to do now some combat. Forgive me, I haven't done combat in this system in probably about 4 months, but I do know the rules.
There's like ranged attacks, isn't there, as you run in? And then,
yeah. So basically, how it works is it's up to the GM if we're going to do a volley first of all, and I don't think we're going to do a volley here because the book says it's basically you come out of the shrubland and you come across the scene. So there's no volley. And we basically now get to decide how we're going to go about it. So you can be a forward, so there can be one person in the rear that can shoot with a bow, basically, and then the other 2 people have to go into melee combat. That's kind of how this works. So who's going to stay at the back with the bow? I guess it's not Hamish.
Foco will with the bow.
Oh, so you're going to send Witter in then? Witter to do the fighting? Oh dear.
Bit Relics thinking the same thing.
It's a bit of a weird system in that you can only basically have one person in the rear, and this just represents the troll. Otherwise, it'd get round Hamish too easily. If you guys want to, we can gloss over this and we can have 2 people in the rear. But I'd prefer to stick it as the rules as written, if I'm totally honest, just to give you guys the experience. So if Falco, you're staying at the back and Witter's going in, I mean, I'm just looking now. Who is actually better with a bow? I believe if...
Without spoilers, like the only reason I'm thinking is like obviously what we were talking about previously is the next thing that I want to take on. That would definitely be bow. So I don't know if you want to make a ruling when we come to that.
Sorry, say that again, sir.
Because obviously, like the character that I want to run the longest, if that makes sense. The
elf. Yeah.
That would very obviously be a bow classed person. So I don't know if you want to rule that when we get to that, but I'm just bringing it up now, so it's at least at the forefront of your mind.
Yeah, so you'd be with the elf. You probably want to be the rear, don't you? Essentially.
But I also don't want to just like force someone else to like have to go fight either.
Yeah, it's just a weird kind of system, isn't it? That it expects that it does this weird dynamic kind of combat instead. If you want, we'll gloss over this for now then, and I guess if we can't decide between Burlick and Grub, we'll say...
I'm okay. No, I mean, as a player, Burlick's terrified and doesn't want to, but as a player, I'm totally okay with us running this one straight. I'll just probably be in a defensive stance or an open stance.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
I mean, I'm kind of useless in combat regardless, so we'll see how it goes.
No problem. So, we're starting to work out how you do this on the forge. So begin the combat. I think you guys have to change your stances then. So if you just right-click on your token, at the left you see all those stances. You're fine, Falco, because you're in the bow stance. I guess Hamish, you're on that, and then that's on that, and then the stone troll. Beautiful!
Yeah,
alright then, guys. Okay, cool. So the top of the round then, round 1 then, is our very brave Hamish. The troll turns around with a roar, now finding Tasty a foe, leaves the child alone, and he raises his huge club. Whoa, you look nice and fat and tasty! Yeah. And Hamish, you're up first, sir. So you have to target him. I'm not sure if you used Foundry before, but I think it's double right or double left click. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, double right click. I've got the arrows.
Yeah,
There you go. Once you've got the arrows, and then open up your combat tab, and then I believe you click on your spear. Ooh, but you get -1 because I have 1 parry.
Okay. Not sure if this is right.
What stance are you in?
I'm in the attacking stance.
Oh, so you
you-
get an extra D as well.
So cool. So hang on.
Yeah, I'm
No.
on
So spears bonus, and I'll add a hope because this is going to be very hopeful that this works. But we'll take great success.
Oh, nice! And I believe that means you get to add a combat effect as well.
Yeah, it's like piercing on something. You did put it somewhere, didn't you?
I think, I think I put the non-combat ones. I don't think I put the combat ones down. Let me just double check here. It appears to have gotten away with me in the rule book. 1 second, let me get back on my combat section. I think there's 4 different ones. I believe it should actually come up with a menu because I tested it earlier. And it should come up with a menu of one of 4 things. But you can do a heavy blow. So you can add your strength bonus and do an additional endurance damage. You can fend him off, meaning your parry rating goes up if you're attacked. You can pierce him, and I believe that goes more through his
Armor.
So you can. Oh no, sorry. So you can modify it up to a piercing blow, because your piercing blow on a 10 plus, I believe. So let's see what your... so that wouldn't matter because you'd only change your feat dice to an 8. Or you can shield thrust and you can knock him back and he loses 1d for the length of the round in everything he does. So what would you like to do? Heavy blow, fend off, or shield thrust?
I mean, it's Hamish. It's going to be a heavy blow. Like, Dave knows shield thrust is the best move, but Hamish is going to go in and try and do some damage. So how do I do this then? Because it's like I've never actually run combat in one ring on this before.
No, it's okay. I believe I'm not really sure how to do it in Foundry, but I can work it out for you. The troll needs to do his armor save. Let's see how that goes for him. Okay. Okay, cool. So the troll
because it does 3 damage, 4 and 4 injury. My boar tusk spear.
Yeah, so it doesn't. So you won't do any injury because I've passed the armor save, but you do the damage. So you do 6 damage to the troll, and basically take his endurance down. So Hamish charges in. Oh, and you do extra as well because of your special thing you did. So you do 7. So 7 damage. So you just see Hamish charge in with his spear and just stab the troll right in the gut, going through his stone armour. The troll roars in pain, and it is a sight to see. Very brave, Hamish. Well done. And that'll be you. I don't think I even needed to do an armour roll. I think I only do an armour roll if it's actually a piercing. So that was my mistake. Okay, Burliak, over to you, sir.
I guess. So I'm in a defensive stance, which means I'm going to be with a minus to his spear attack.
Yep.
He has parry 1, so I'd have another minus, correct?
Yeah, sadly.
So this is going to be an interesting roll. This will be my first roll with a negative. Oh, you can't go under negative. I guess it just drops and stops at 0. Okay. Didn't expect anything to go well. Did not expect anything to go well.
I mean, at least you're brave, Witter. At least you're brave as you charge in. Not quite as good as Hamish, but you you do sidestep.
I think he heads over to the pillars and tries to do the around the pillar, just kind of jab and ineffectually bops off his thigh or something.
That's awesome. Okay, Falco Grub. Let's test you out. You're going to do me a range attack with that bow. Let's see how that goes.
Okay, I'm going to use a hope to gain an extra d6.
Okay.
And I don't get anything from my stance. So.
No, yeah.
Oh, yes. Just barely.
You might want to turn that down if that's too loud, the combat music. Sweet! Okay, so no additional successes, but you have smashed into the troll and your bow does...
Does anybody know how to turn the music volume down?
Yeah, so go up to the go up to the little where it says playlist, like the little what do you call it thing, or is this? Oh no, sorry, that's on Discord, isn't it? You don't.
Yeah, so if you look at the Discord, you see the way it says Vexera.
Yeah.
Yep. If you just click on Vexera and then adjust that user volume up and down. So I'll unpause the music, so you can. So Vexera is what I use for like music, and then Sirenscape is for ambient sounds. So they're both different. So just have them at a comfortable level, sir. All right, okay. Well, the ball then smashes into the troll for another 14. So that's really cool. Well done. Sweet as a nut. So as Hamish stabs it in the gut, you shoot with the spear, going right into his shoulder, sending him spinning backwards. But I mean, it's he's not playing around. I mean, in the Lord of the Rings film, it was a cave troll they fought, which has got a lot of natural armor. This is more of a stone troll. They're still tough, but they're not quite as armored.
It's the ones from The Hobbit, isn't it?
Yeah, the ones from The Hobbit. Well, over to the stone troll then. I think it's only fair that he gives Hamish a whack.
So how does this work for me? Because obviously I have a buckler and a coat of mail. The buckler seems to do nothing for my protection, which is interesting.
He has to hit your parry number with his roll to hit you.
Right. Cool.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and see what happens here. I don't get any bonuses or anything like that. So the troll just reaches down and smashes you with the club.
Okay, that's great.
Dear.
it's like actually would have missed, but got an automatic success. It's like yay!
Yeah, because I've rolled the Eye of Sauron. Because for the bad guys, when they get the eye, it's an automatic success. So that's not good at all. So make your protection roll. I believe you can just click on it in the bottom right.
This is what I'm saying. What's weird is that my shield gives me nothing that I can see here.
Shields are parry. They only up your parry.
Oh, but my buckler's giving me a +0 to my parry. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I think the buckler's +1.
Let me just check that. That might be an actual error then on your character sheet. Just looking.
It doesn't matter for this, but it's just a case of like I was like, it's weird to have something that you know has no load, has nothing.
There's an error.
Plus.
There's an error on your sheet. It should give you 1+ protection, sir. Sorry about that.
That's all good. That's the reason why we do this, right?
There you go, mate. I've edited that for you now.
Perfect. Okay. So I have a coat of mail, which it says is 4D. So
yeah, if you click on your armor, next to your combat proficiencies, if you just click on your armor, you should be okay.
You're wary though.
Yeah, it actually comes in before. The weary doesn't help. The weary doesn't kick in until after.
Oh, okay.
Guessing the +4 protection from the coat of mail is already taken into account with the So
it should do. Yeah.
Extraordinary success. I'm pretty sure I'm good as I got. Oh, hang on. I got an Hour of Sauron, but then also 2 6s. So.
Nice. Okay. So he doesn't do any piercing damage then, so you're okay in that respect. But you will be weary as it drops your encumbrance a little bit. So
that's really big.
Bear that in mind then. So we see the troll side club Hamish with a club, and he sends Hamish smashing into a rock. The old hog rumbler goes down to one knee but stands back up, but you get the impression he's probably not going to be able to take another blow like that. But the troll's bleeding from the gut, he's got an arrow in his shoulder, he might not even make another round. Let's see what happens next then, hobbits.
So I should alt-click the weary, so that I become weary.
I think it should automatically do it, but if not, I believe it's... if you just click on that, that'd be great for me.
No worries, there you go, done it.
All right,
Cool.
top of the round then, Hamish. Digging your spear into the ground, you stand back up. The troll about to come over and crush you with his foot. What do you do?
I mean, Hamish is going to stab him right up the arse. Like, he's got
Nice.
a perfect shot right up there, so he's going to take it.
Nice, okay, go ahead.
So I get a bonus for my stance, right?
Yeah, you still got the bonus from your stance.
And I use definitely another hope point. How many of those have I got left? Not
Okay,
that many. Oh, 12 actually, I got loads. Okay, yeah, let's use it.
no problem.
Oh, that's not so good.
Because weary.
Oh, it's because
Yeah,
you're
weary.
weary. Sad times. Hamish, that blow was just a little too much. I mean, you are a hero of the Shire, but I'm afraid you stand up ready to get a good shot on his arse, and then I'm afraid he just knocks you back down to the ground. I'm going to say for thematic effect, he actually picks you up, and he's looking at you in the eyes as the other two hobbits now. It's going to be on them to try and get rid of this creature. Witter, it's not looking good for your travelling companion.
It is not. Not going to get any better when I make an attack.
Well, Witter, if you want, before we do that attack, there's other things you can do. So you can come up with something completely random, and the GM has to decide what it could be, you know, so like you could distract the troll, maybe trip him up. Or, if you're in the defensive stance, you can do another action. I believe it's called Enhearten. Sorry, that's the skill you need to use for it. In the defensive stance, you can do a battle roll, and on a successful roll, the next attack aimed at the protected player loses 1d6. So you could do a battle and try and protect Hamish from another hit.
What would I be rolling for this?
Battle.
Oh lord, no, not a chance.
Okay.
I guess if I'm allowed to do something that's not, it would probably be amazing. I'm gonna try and get her down so we can flee.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I love that.
So I'm gonna try and. She's on top of this area.
She's on top. Yeah, she's just scrambled up.
And I think my goal is to help her start pointing out and shouting, "Not that way, this way," and just try and point her the safest, quickest path down so she can get to the ground floor.
Nice. Okay. Go ahead.
Would I be rolling an awareness or scan or what would I roll for that?
Whatever you think's appropriate, sir. I'm not fussed.
Alright. I guess I'll go for scan, and if I can, use my keen eyes.
Sure.
Burn a hope. Let's hope this works.
Oh, nice. Okay, you get Maisie down. Nice. Okay, so
And
you
just
get her
shove-
down safely.
Yeah, like not really like hard, like not like an angry shove, but more just like thrusting her toward her father, trying to get her out of the way of the fight.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, she runs over to her father then, and we'll consider he's got her safely now. Right then, well done, Grub. You better hope you get another well-placed shot.
Yep, use another hope.
Okay, good luck. Oh no! Oh, I think you can use hope after the fact, can't you? But yeah, you'd still have to roll quite well, wouldn't you? Okay, no problem then. I guess you're a bit too worried about hitting Hamish, who the troll has got in his hand. Hamish, you're re-rolling to an elf anyway, aren't you, soon?
Yeah.
Okay. Just to double check before I do the...
I mean, I know some people who weren't here, but I literally said to the group, I was like, don't get too attached to this character, because he's not lasting long.
Okay. Well, I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully the troll will mess up. I guess let's see how this goes. So I am.
I'll take that.
Oh, there you go. I guess you wriggle free, Hamish. You wriggle free as you land back down under the troll, scuttling through his legs. Hamish lives to fight another day. Awesome.
Before we get to the next round, I have a question. Can we change our stances?
At the beginning of each round, you can change your stance. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna let Hamish roll first. Barrack's closing his eyes, gripping his spear, and bomb rushing the troll to try and save Hamish. That'll be what I'm. So I'm going to an open stance. Or not
Open
the forward stance. Forward.
Okay.
So we're going. We're risking it all.
Oh, this is awesome. I love the scene in my mind. Just these hobbits gathering around this troll doing their best as at least the girl is safe. Okay,
So,
Hamish?
just for my mind so that I am understanding this. So because I did heavy blow, he took additional rear endurance hit, right?
Yep.
Right, okay, cool. I'm just looking at it now so I can understand how it works. And then if I'd done a piercing blow, then he has to make a protection roll, but if he gets that, he can have a life-threatening, which is a wound.
Yeah, it's kind of like a crit.
Yeah,
right?
so you can... Yeah, that's like the crit. I'll actually... I'll probably pin these in the channel for next time.
Cool.
Again, this is like the first time I've run it in Foundry as well, to be fair. So.
I mean, this is the second combat I ran, and the first combat I ran was me, 2 people, as we're trying to learn the game, and that was, I think, the first year of COVID. So, yeah, it's been a bit...
man. That's what we're here for, isn't it?
Hamish may be down, but he's not out. Gets back to his feet, and he's going to go again. He's going to try and...
What do you say? What's Hamish's words as he charges in? Is it your battle cry like you're on your pig?
100%. And he's going to go straight in for it. So, yeah. Do I have the support of a companion or not?
I actually checked that, and there is no outnumbering in this game, which is really weird. From what I've seen so far, anyway. But maybe I'm wrong. But for now, we'll just keep it as that. I wish you the best of luck.
How this goes.
It's just all about the dice, isn't it? In this game?
Oh yes, you love to see it.
You've done it.
4, 4, 4, 4.
That's awesome, dude. How much damage is that?
3 damage with 14 injury. But it doesn't do the injury because it doesn't get... Well, we got to do the check, haven't you?
Yeah, well, it's the other way around. So the injury is what you do to the endurance, and the damage is what you do to once it's through.
So it takes 14 injury and 3 damage.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. It says in the starter set then, if the troll falls underneath half his encumbrance, he actually turns to flee, and that roll actually does that. So you, Hamish, you slip from underneath his grasp. Witter charges in, causing a distraction. The troll turns around and swings a club at Witter. It just goes above his head as you duck Witter. Falco, you loose another arrow, getting him straight in the chest as he stumbles back. And then Hamish with another perfect jab. Where do you jab him, Hamish?
I'm going to go for like he's trying to stomp on like maybe Hamish or one of the others, and Hamish is just going to jab the spear right into the underside of his foot.
Nice. As he goes to stand on Witter then, you just jab it straight in the foot. The troll stumbles backwards and falls on his arse, heavily wounded as he looks back at the group. Ugh, I can probably find easier food than this. And the troll gets up and he begins to flee. He doesn't want to die, and you guys have got terribly close as he pushes through the ruins and begins to escape. I don't suppose anyone would want to pursue him, would they? Are you happy?
Oh, Hamish is like 100% pursuing. Like, you know, this is the stuff of legends. Like 100%.
Okay, we can go off book then and say the combat potentially continues as the troll's trying to get away, and I'll take that into account. As the troll begins to run, then Hamish with his spear, Weary climbs over the rubble trying to get to the troll. The troll obviously outpaces him quite a lot, but he's also injured. Burliuk, you're watching the mad hobbit chase a troll. What would you do? Are you gonna join him or?
So Burlick's earlier charge, his eyes were closed. So when the troll swung over his head, he just felt a gust, and I think he probably fell flat, like just stumbled on a root or something, and landed on his knees. He's still alive, which is something of a surprise. And he opens his eyes and sees the troll retreating, and sees Hamish chasing, and he just stares dumbfounded at the scene, and has, for the first time in his life, 0 words. Nothing. He has no understanding of what's happening or how it's happened. So he is stupefied.
That's awesome.
But I do not think he will be giving chase, unfortunately.
Fair enough. What do you do, Falco?
Yeah, I'd follow, trying to kill him with his bow and arrow.
You're gonna follow trying to kill him with the bow and arrow? Okay, cool. What we'll say then is, let's be real. The troll's obviously he's quite big, right? He's gonna outpace you.
I was gonna say, I imagine Hamish could probably get a spear throw off.
That's what I was gonna say. Why don't we do one last heroic spear throw and one last arrow? And if we manage to get him, we'll say that you guys fell the troll. If not, he makes it out to fight end of the day. So Hamish, you line up your spear. Grub, well done. Boom.
Yes.
Falco, you shoot your arrow right into one of his bum cheeks. He crutches his bum cheeks and howls in pain. Not for long though, as he turns round to swing away at his club to bat you away. And Hamish, you line up just this perfect spear throw. And you launch it almost like it's in slow motion as your hog spear spins in the air. And he buries it right in the troll's eye. The troll is dumbfounded for a moment, like his body's trying to catch up with what's happened as he stands still, wondering how he's died. And then just like in the films, he wobbles back and forth, and then collapses, smashing down into the ruined stone, and dust fly everywhere as the troll dies. Well done, guys!
Is there any to rotate our tokens as players?
If you, I believe it's the control mouse wheel.
Okay, Berlick passes out. He faints. On the spot. Faints.
Oh, nice.
Might be even having a heart attack. I'm not sure. There's too much adrenaline in his veins for how old he is, and his conscience can bear it no longer.
Maisie and Erling quickly run over to you to make sure you're okay, as they're slapping you around the face. Mr. Winner, are you okay, Mr. Winner?
Just grumbling under his breath, alive, but just out of it.
Nice.
So Hamish is 100% taking the a trophy, like whether it be the head or something that 100% nobody can say it's not a troll that was felled. He uses dagger to help get that out and retrieve the spear as well.
Oh, I mean, you can probably carry the troll head back, but it's the troll head's probably the size of you. It's probably going to take 2 or 3 hobbits to carry it back, and you're quite far away. But you could try, or you could take one of his fingers.
I mean, anything that basically somebody would be like, yeah, okay, that was a troll, but basically is what he's after. So yeah, it can even be something as small as his ear. If trolls have famously shaped ears and what have you, then yeah.
Sure. So Hamish, you go over, pull the spear out of the eye. It's quite a squeamish sight, and you cut the ear off with your dagger. As you hold it up to the moonlight, you are now not just a hog rumbler, a troll slayer. Falco, Grub, what's kind of going through your head right now?
Falco remembers Bilbo's stories about the trolls and them having his own castle. He's going to start looking around, see if this troll was living in these ruins, see if he has his own little stash of shinies.
Okay, fair enough. I suppose as you look around then, in the ruins, let me just see here. I don't believe there is a reward for killing the troll, because the reward is the Bull Roarer Club, out of
He
character.
was a squatter of a troll.
Yeah, it says that he runs off back to his home in the mountains, so I'm afraid not. He wasn't living here and there isn't a troll stash. I am sorry, but as you look around anyway, Grub, and I guess you can find a souvenir of your own from these long dead people. Maybe it's a nice arrowhead, maybe it's an old coin, but proof and a memory that you've definitely outlived your brothers and sisters anyway. Nice. Okay. Well, Witter, you're kind of slapped back to the world of the living by Maisie and her father. There's just a case of this person on the ground then now, who's holding his bloody wound. Can any hobbits got healing?
Yeah, Folko has a little bit of it.
I've got a single point.
Early.
Well, how about Folko does it and you support him?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
And I'll
Okay.
throw in a hope for it.
Okay.
Yeah, he's fine.
Awesome. As you throw back his hood to heal him, it is an elf. Thank you. Thank you, dear hobbits. I'm quite pleasantly surprised. I thought I was a goner then. Thank you. I've been hunting that troll for days. I found it on the way to Bilbo's house. I was going to see him about a mission he was putting together. When I found the tracks, I couldn't let it make it to the Shire. That's when I came across Maisie here, following the beast. And I saw you following me. You're,
Oh, you know about good old Master Bilbo?
Yes, I know him quite well. He's an interesting fellow. And he gives a wide smile. He once helped some dwarves out of our prisons. We're all friends now, though, however. He's not a Rivendell elf. He's from Mirkwood, where they imprisoned the dwarves in the book.
Oh, he's Mirkwood.
Yeah,
that right?
That's what you wanted to play, isn't it, Hamish?
Yep, that's the one.
That's the one.
Well, if you're friends of Bilbo, you're friends of ours. Let's get up and let's get out of these places before big old creature starts running.
You are the most remarkable of creatures. It's true what they say. Ha! A troll. Who'd have thought it? And well, Maisie then, Maisie goes into her backpack, and she pulls out. I'll just post a picture of it in the game one chat, just so you've got a bit more of an idea of what this looks like. There we are. She pulls out the Bull Roarers Club, the famous club itself. I suppose one of you should take this. I know I don't want it after the trouble it's caused me. And she offers it to one of the player characters. I guess you, Hamish, there's no point you taking it if you're going to re-roll.
Hamish has no interest in it anyway. He came along for the adventure, and he's had an amazing adventure, and he's definitely got stories for however
I
long
really
it's
thought
got.
you were dead then. I really thought you were going to get crushed. I'm so amazed. Okay, so out of Berliak and Falco, who would like the club, or should we roll the dice, or how do you guys generally want to do loot in the future? I know groups like to do it differently. Do you want to do like an in-character discussion, out-of-character discussion, roll a dice? How does this group want to do loot in general, just for next time as well?
I know the character I'm going to be playing will be very equal to everyone, so I'll put that forward now.
Generally, my character will have opinions, but as a player, the idea of like hoarding loot or hiding loot from allies is something I'll never try to do. So I'm okay. We're taking this to Bilbo, so does it... I guess Bearlick would want to take it so he can be the one to present it to Bilbo to, again, try and up his esteem and feel like he's, better than Bilbo. But
nice.
If it was an item to keep, Bearlick would have no purpose for this because he is terrible in combat.
Well, I think I'm going to let you guys keep it. It says in the starter set that he donates it to Mikkel Delving, but I'm going to give it stats, I think, and let you guys have it. I think this is just as a reminder of the adventure. So I guess it falls to you, young Falco, I guess, but we'll give it to Witter for now to present to Bilbo, and then Bilbo can give it you, and you can keep it if no one's too bothered then, I guess. Okay, cool. Well then, you've got Maisie, you've got this wounded elf now tagging along. Hamish, you have the ear, and Erling. Right, well I think we should be getting along now. This has been quite the story. I'm not an adventurer. I don't like adventures one bit, and I'm not like this. Come on, Maisie. You're in so much trouble when you get home. And he grabs his daughter by the hand and he starts marching off in the wrong direction because he has no idea where he is.
Just like my sixth sister as he watches them wander into the darkness.
If we finish with this scene then, if no one else has anything to say or do, the book assumes the return journey, just like last time. And after a few days, our heroes make it back to Bilbo, to Bag End. I guess I'll do my own scene though, I think, before we do that, as we get back to Oak Barton. Again, it's been a long time since you guys have been back. I ain't got the tokens right now, but improv. But yeah, Maisie and her father will kind of stop you at stop at the gates of Oak Barton, and well, I can't thank you enough. Not only did you save my daughter's life, but you probably saved mine as well from my missus. As he gives a smile. If you're ever in Oak Barton again, do drop by. There'll be plenty of food with your name on it, the best beer, and from my own stash. And he goes into his pouch and he pulls out some brown lock tobacco. You've never heard of it before. It's not a famous blend in the Shire. I just started growing it myself, I have. I'm hoping to, get in the market with it. And he hands you all the pouch. Let me know what you think when you come back.
It'll be done. We'll yeah. Bearlick's just still kind of a stupefied mess, honestly. I don't think there's much going on in his mind other than I've almost died twice now.
Folko will hand his sort of share of tobacco to Berliak. Don't smoke the stuff after my fourth sister went up in it.
That does not help. That does not help Bearlick recover his mind. It just gets a little worse.
I want a full write-up, Grub, of this family. I'm going to have to read it. I'm going to work it into the adventures. The young girl Maisie gives you a hug, Hamish. She kind of runs over to you and gives you a hug. And thanks for encouraging me to be myself, she says, with her father looking on disapprovingly.
Well, that's quite all right. Turned all right in the end, didn't it? So no harm, no foul. And hey,
And he kind of like just gestures to the ear and the somewhat decapitated corpse that he now has. Yeah.
Awesome. Well then, and with that, our characters wave goodbye to Oak Barton and begin the long trek back to Bag End. Where our characters are greeted by none other than Bilbo Baggins as he waits on his doorstep for you guys to come home. Ah! Well, took your sweet time, didn't you?
Barlick just frowns, steps forward, and in that kind of like, here, just take it. Thrusts the bull roar's club into Bilbo's arms.
Well, Master Bilbo, we had a great well-term adventures. Plus the walking was definitely pretty bad most days.
Ah, and you found my good friend Silverleaf as well. The elf kind of does a very courteous bow. Master Bilbo, it's very good to see you again. And you hear the dwarf shout from the other room. Suddenly smells very bad in here, Bilbo. You should open a window. The elf frowns as he heads into the back, where he seems to actually know the dwarf. They have a bit of a tit for tat going on, as the elf sits down. And he looks at the Bull Roarers Club, does Bilbo, and, well, I never. I've seen it all now. Dragons, trolls, treasure, and now the famous Bull Roarer Club. You know, I was going to donate it to Mickle Delving, but seeing as you've all done so well, and he hands it back to the group. And I guess after some hesitation, is it Falco that's getting it?
Sure, he'll take it.
Okay, fair enough. So Falco, yeah, you get the Bull Roarers Club now. We might have to edit your character sheet so you can use it properly. We'll work that out though during the week, no problem. And it's quite an honour, as Bilbo explains. Yes, quite an honour to wield that. Knocked the head off the Goblin Chieftain on its own, it did. Should find you well, Falco. Hopefully, find you better than the rest of your family anyway. Now, come along then. Time for supper. As he takes you in the back, and it's lovely and warm, nice roaring fire, beautiful candles and a feast. As our characters can put their feet up and enjoy Bag End for what it is before our next adventure. Just as closing thoughts then, I suppose. Hamish, looking at the troll ear that you've got in your hand, and the dwarf doesn't even believe it, as the elf explains the heroics that you did. Hamish, what's kind of going through your head right now?
You would just generally be thinking, this has been great. It's been absolutely amazing. Like, I love it. I'm done though. Like, I've bested my rival. I've slain a troll. I've had a good life. Like, I'm going to dine out on this for the rest of my days. And he probably tries to coerce Bilbo into writing his story as well, as he's not a writer himself, but he hears that Bilbo is one. So, yeah.
Well, Hamish, I do have a spare page in the Red Book. I'll write your tale. Seems the least I can do. As Hamish Hog-Rumbler will be immortalised for as long as the Red Book exists, which is a long, long time. Well done, Hamish. Well, I guess we'll work out what your elf's going to be during the week and get that ready for you. Witter, any closing remarks from you? You've proved to Bilbo that once again you're quite useful. He says to you, you're worth keeping around, aren't you, Witter? All those terrible stories and rumours I've heard about you are simply not that true. And he leans in and whispers, I'll probably stop spreading them, with a smile.
Berlik, I think, is going to begrudgingly accept that, but I'm not sure if Berlik's going to come back for the next adventure. I think he might think that Bilbo's trying to kill him. I think he will develop a bit of paranoia that he's being sent on these missions where dangerous things seem to be trying to kill them, and Bilbo's trying to kill him. I am musing over if that's where he'll go or not, but it's possible.
I love that. Yeah, no problem. And if you want to change characters or anything, do let me know. We'll get something worked out. But I love Witter for sure. The old grumpy hobbit, getting more paranoid by the day. And young Falco, I mean, you're doing well. You've not drowned in 3 inches of river. You've not wandered off in the wrong direction. In fact, you've helped slay a mighty troll. As your first adventure with the group, Falco, have you got any closing remarks?
It was okay at parts. Not really great that he didn't really get much that wasn't his inheritance. But yeah, he has a new club. Not sure how to use it, but this is just the start of his adventure, or the last chapter, depending on what happens. The luck of his family's not great. But he'll go as long as he can.
Awesome. And with that then, the camera pans out into the sky, looking down onto Bag End and the Shire, and then up into the sky as we end another chapter of our starter set. Awesome! That was a really good game, guys. Thank you very much. I had a lot of fun running that. It was really great to catch up with you all again. I hope you enjoyed it as well.
No, thank you for running it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Awesome job. That was great to listen to.
Your tooth all right? Assuming it doesn't hurt too much to talk.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It was just like not a huge crack, but they just put a little temporary thing in. But glad I got to hear most of the game anyway.
If you have pain, because I, in true English fashion, have absolutely horrendous teeth. If you can get clove oil, it tastes horrid, but put it around the affected area, around the gum, and it works wonders.